Hi guys, this is Mac here, and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, which is called Mac Vlogs. So my guest for today is a wonderful lady, a human being. I have known her for quite some time for the last 1 week, where we have been interacting and talking and coordinating how we should be conducting this session for today. She's the owner of very famous salon in Pakistan by the name of Rubina Mubashir is her name, and she's really famous lady here. And we're going to be talking to about because basically because it's a wedding seasons have started and all the ladies because of COVID, but they might be definitely want to go to the salon to go and fresher, make themselves more beautiful from before. So good evening, Rubina Mubashir, ma'am. How are you?
Good evening. I'm fine, Masroor. How have you been?
Alhamdulillah, all well, all well. So, who is Rubina Mubashir? Because as far as I know, after reading about your profile, that you're a very famous salon personality, where you do makeups and touch-ups for all the famous celebrities, brides, and other people, and you're a trainer as well. So, let us hear from you a little intro, what you do and how you conduct your trainings and how did you enter in the salon business and stuff so that my audience can connect with you and then they can get to know really wonderful stuff from you. Please go ahead and give your introduction.
Okay. Now, it all started from my hobby, and I used to love painting
Hmm.
as a kid. So, around when I just turned 13, I was told by my family that, according to Islam, it's not correct to make portraits. So, since I was into painting, I chose to paint still life, scenery, and I could not get that complete feeling of, creativity. So, what happened was that I leaned towards makeup, and it was like a fantasy world. I would use my watercolors as and when I pleased, and experiment. So it so happened that I was lucky enough, actually. The things that happen in our lifetime, if we put them together, then you can see the whole picture. So we initially don't know which direction God is going to take us, but I think my journey started when my father went to Dubai in 1974. And that
Oh.
was when I could, do the farmaish and tell him, please send me this make, please send me mascara of this make, please send me falana of this make. And my parents would, always keep on sending things that I really, really asked for. Although you can understand that at that time, imported makeup costed a lot because things are made in France. There was no, China on the scene, and I used to get branded stuff. I started, my makeup from very basic level, as in friends and family. And in those days, we did not have any bridal salons per se. We only had hairdressers where a bride would go and make a bouffant and, this big hair. And I'm talking about the mid 70s. And then I would do the rest, putting fake lashes, vaghaira, vaghaira, and making the bride look very glamorous. So, my own style, because I used to like a lot of glitter, like afshan vaghaira. I used to use a traditional, setup and traditional hairdos vaghaira. So, फिर I had my own way of, just improving the person I was working on. And somehow, it was very much appreciated, but I never thought I'll make money out of it. Because whenever I was contacted, I would carry my beauty box, go there and, do up the bride. That was it. And later it so happened that certain things in my life made me realize that, I should actually start earning because of my vocation. Now, my younger sister Nabila, she was already a very famous hairdresser at that point in time, and I used to assist in the shoots, whatever fashion shows and all. I would love to, that was what I really, really love to do in life. So she told me that, what, you should start on your own, and you should first go and take some courses.
Excuse
My
me.
question
Uh,
would be, yeah, she would tell me that you go
before,
abroad
before,
and
before you proceed further, can you tell my audience who is Nabila and is she your sister? But do we all know about her?
uh, probably the ladies probably would know about her because Nabila is a multiple time Lux Award winner and as well as the um, the person who launched Zero Makeup, which is the no makeup look. And
Okay,
she's done a lot of things as far as media is concerned,
I
as
see.
far as image consultancy is concerned. So yeah,
She's your
she's a
younger
very
sister.
good.
She's your younger
Yeah,
sister, you're saying. Okay,
yeah,
mashallah.
she's my younger sister. I was a more like padaku. I was doing my law, and I would keep doing the other stuff like makeup and all just as a hobby.
Okay.
So I would argue with her and I would say that if I want to make a Pakistani bride, why do I have to go abroad to do the makeup thing? They don't know how our skin, our weather conditions, how can we, count on them? And she would
Mhm.
say, no, the professionalism is when you actually go and you learn and you get certificates. And yes, so I finally listened to her. I went and I did the courses. I came back. I had my share of struggle because it is a very big day and not every person can trust you or be a good judge of your work unless and until you have kind of proved yourself. So
Mhm.
alhamdulillah, I proved myself in a very short time. And
Mhm.
I am lucky enough to be one of those people who
Mhm.
love the profession that they are in. So to me, work is not work. It's
Okay.
something beyond, uh, beyond work, stress, something that gives me a lot of peace and something that actually makes me very happy.
Who in your mind, like, if I if I think of any name from a Pakistani industry, the showbiz industry or the celebrities, who do you think is the favorite of yours as a bridal photo shoot or the makeup which you have done on any particular actress at this current scenario?
Actually, in our profession, we get to meet so many people who
Hmm.
are just beginners and they have not fully bloomed. You get to
Okay.
know them at that root level, and then they suddenly become very famous, and you are part of their journey. But
Hmm.
for me, as a friend and as someone whom I really look up to, as someone who's very versatile and has been able to carry all sorts of looks for the longest period of time, I would say is Simi Pasha. When
Uh-huh.
I started Wake Up, Simi was the topmost model.
Hmm.
She was in the highest bracket of paid models. In those days, many models were just doing it as a hobby. They wouldn't get charged. Sorry, they wouldn't get paid. But Simi was one of those people that people actually wanted her. They were willing to pay X amount of money. She was worth it, and that all happened in the early 90s. And Alhamdulillah, till today, when I see her on television in some ad, I am really impressed at how well she still carries herself.
At the current
Because
moment, if I mention the name of the young actresses which are
hmm,
there, whether there's Myra Khan, Sabah Kamar, Sajal Ali, Aiza Khan, and Ikra Aziz, out of these five, who do you think looks really amazing on screen with your makeup? And if they have ever come to your salon?
yeah, I would say Aiza Khan.
Aiza
She's a
Khan.
beautiful girl. She's God gifted, and one doesn't need to uh, put on too much on her. But the thing is that she can carry different looks. Now
I
that
see.
that comes in really handy because and then again I have seen her in bridal shoots. I think the most number of times that if recently any actress has been shot for a bridal shoot, I would say definitely Aiza Khan. And every
Okay.
time she managed to look beautiful, she managed to look radiant, and that concept of that, fake plastered makeup
Hmm.
has now gradually changed. And with the past few plays that I've seen, Aiza Khan has nailed it. She has nailed the no makeup look. She has nailed the, minimum done up bride,
I
and
see.
looked good and carried it very well.
Let us know a bit more about your training part, which you are a trainer as well. So, what type of trainings do you give to the audience in Pakistan? Can you talk about that as well?
Yeah, I would love to talk about that, because I
Hmm.
feel that teaching is a very noble profession.
Hmm.
And I feel very blessed that God gave me this chance very early in my career. Since I
Okay.
did mention that it was not very easy for me to land in Karachi and start doing bridal makeup the very next day, I went through
Hmm.
a couple of months of like, doing shoots, etc., but not bride per se commercially,
Hmm.
although I was doing it as a hobby. But
Okay.
the only way I got paid clients was because I started with teaching whatever I had learned. I kind of took some areas out of it, and I made a grooming course of it. In those
Oh.
days, my circle of friends and neighbors and relatives, they were all, the new breed of women who wanted to go out and work, be it as an air hostess or magazines, or, they were somehow or the other linked to media. And
Hmm.
that is when I realized one thing, that first of all, I love teaching. And
Hmm.
secondly, it was helping my clients, helping my students actually make a real difference in their life. Because
Okay.
whomever went for interviews, for jobs, be it anything, maybe for television, they all, sort of got what they wanted. They had very successful careers after.
Under what
So,
banner, under what banner or the name you have been known for training in Pakistan? And what are those services which falls under your training programs?
okay, now I am called the TTT, which means train the trainer. For
Okay.
example, there are certain organizations, although we do have a lack of them, but
Mhm.
there are certain uh, schools that actually teach vocation, like Hunar Foundation and a couple of others,
Mhm.
because they are actually training our new generation who wants to have a double income family.
Mhm.
Now, what I do is I make sure that my student is uh, proficient enough to actually run a business.
Okay.
So it does entail the training as far as the talent is concerned, literally haath pakad ke, this is how I am very, very particular about that.
Mhm.
Secondly, product knowledge. Thirdly, the how to manage clients, how to manage a running business.
Mhm.
Because I feel that our women are not very enlightened as far as these rules and regulations go. Why is a fire extinguisher important? Why is this that important? Why is disinfecting important? And I feel that my student has a very well rounded knowledge. They have not come to me just to learn how to apply lipstick. No, they want to know the nitty gritty of it and to make a big success. Because you see, everybody likes a success story. They
Mhm.
are more recipient towards me, because I have been successful in this field for the last mashallah 30 years, and I'm still going on strong, and I still love whatever I do. And they get inspired by that. They really, want to get up every morning and feel that kind of passion towards what they are doing.
Mhm. Who does Rubina see and find competitors in Pakistan market in business salon and in the training part? Do you have any competitors where you feel that you're better than them or you have the edge over them?
I'll be very honest with you that when I started doing bridal makeup, I had no idea what went on as far as makeup was concerned in different salons.
I see.
We were always raised to be kind of like, self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
घर में ही सब कुछ कर लो, like, शादी के लिए भी घर में मेकअप कर लो, अपनी खुद की शादी. So this is what, we were taught to do.
Mm.
Now, when I started doing makeup, I was very particular about what sort of a hall, what sort of lighting my bride would be sitting in. So that's when these new lawns had come up. There was one KMC Sports Complex. Now that and golf course I knew, but apart from that, there were new La Roche and this and that, Sada Bahar and all coming up. I would make it a point to go and check out the lighting. For
Mm-hmm.
example, if a bride was coming to me and she told me that her function was in the Crystal Ballroom, her
Mm-hmm.
makeup would be very different. The products would be very different for a bride who was at Pearl Continental poolside. In those
Mm-hmm.
days, there were swimming pools, and that was
Mm-hmm.
kind of open air. So, the reflection of light and things I had to measure. Now, as competitor, I went to different salons and just chatted with them and just sat there like a guest. And what inspired me the most was how humble the main artist was.
Acha. Okay.
Those were my competitions. Those were the
Okay.
ones I considered my competition. I don't want
Where?
to name names, but I went there very late in the night and I told the receptionist I would like to see the bride.
Okay.
And without any fuss, I was taken where the bride was getting ready. It was late at night. It was like, I think, almost 11 o'clock. And the makeup artist was doing the bride. And she said, oh, अच्छा आपको makeup देखना है. Please, bride, आप अपनी आंख बंद करें. Like, she was so patient with me. She had no problem, like, me interfering. And she was very, very polite to me, although I was just checking her out. That's it. I
Okay.
came back home with a very good impression. And I realized that, we Pakistanis, we are very arrogant. We like to
Mm.
show attitude. We feel that, we should be very hard to get. We play it like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I think in the service industry and for future and for
Mm.
an international platform, we really cannot get away with our arrogance. We have to be down to earth. My
That's right.
competition, basically, I would tell you, is not in Pakistan. My competition, I feel, is in India because they are very humble, they are very hardworking, they are very professional.
I see.
And this is one thing that we Pakistanis really need to work on. We are very talented. I would say we are the Jugaad Qaum. I believe that because I've had my salon spa business in Dubai as well, where
Mm-hmm.
I had hired multiple nationalities, multiple religion, because I did not want to give chutti on that one day. So if
Mm-hmm.
there was a, uh, Christmas, I would give chutti to the Filipinos and the Christians. If there
Mm.
was like,
Diwali.
uh, Diwali, I would give it to them. And so on and so forth. Like Eid पे सिर्फ मुसलमान लड़कियों को मिलेगी औरों को नहीं मिलेगी. So this is how we, manage. So I knew one thing was that my Pakistani staff, those two girls from Pakistan, they had all the answers, even when I didn't have the answer.
Okay.
Somebody came to me with a little baby, like 5-year old, and they said, "Ma'am, I want my daughter to have a tattoo." Now that was against the municipality, the Baldia laws of UAE.
Mm.
So I was like, I'm sorry, but she's 5-year old, and who are you, her guardian? Are you like, I went into the legal stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and within minutes, that child came back, and she was very happy because my staff had made a butterfly on her ankle wherever she wanted the tattoo with that black mendi. So I was like, I'm here arguing with a mother, and you people already have done your job. And she's doing the payment of like 10 dirham or whatever, and they are going very happy. So that made me realize that we Pakistanis are so gifted. so gifted. If we want to, use our brains at anything, nobody can beat us.
Coming back to this event, which is happening on 28th of October, where I heard you're going to be the guest speaker and a guest of honor at that event. Would you like to talk about that event? What is that event's going to be all about, and what is your role in that event? So basically, for all my audience, we are talking about this event. It's going to be really important for. There are going to be another three more speakers in that event. You can see on my screen, which is scrolling, where we have people who would like to enroll and register themselves. So we have mentioned the email and the calling number for all the people who would like to connect and be part of this event on 28th of October 2020, which is next week. So let's hope we all can gather you all at that event and make this event a very huge success. So, ma'am, what is going to be your role and what that whole idea about that event? Do you have any idea, or you're just a surprise guest over there?
No, I'm not a surprise guest. Actually, we are all experiencing the pandemic and the results of the pandemic. It is
I
high
see.
time that we rise above it and we give solutions. All
I
this
see.
time we've been just talking about problems, and we actually did not know how to address the situation, because many of us were laid off, many of us are hit by the economy and inflation. It has become very difficult to even manage your own kitchens. I realize that. And coming from बिचारे जो middle class and lower middle class, they have been, hit very, very bad.
I
Now,
see.
in this day and age where people are getting laid off, where people are very stressed, they are tense, they are not giving their 100% because of mental illness and because of stress,
Hmm.
we are now focusing on wellness.
I
Because
see.
jaan hai to jahan hai. If you can take care of yourself, you
Hmm.
will give oxygen to yourself. Only then will you be able to help the people around you. So
Okay,
this,
so this workshop is about wellness. Am I right?
yes, yes, our
Okay.
message is about mental, physical wellness
Hmm.
as well as packaging.
Okay.
Because you yourself become a product when you go for a job interview. It is a very stressful time, and you
Hmm.
really need somebody to hold your hand and help you through it,
And
because
say
at
everything
times
will
you
be
are
just
supposed
fine.
to
Don't
give.
worry about it. Am I right? As you mentioned that
Can you
some,
say it again?
as you mentioned that you need someone to hold our hand. So at that time, we need to tell that particular person everything will be just fine. It's just an interview, nothing to worry about. Just go and give your best and be positive. Everything Allah will take care.
No, it goes more deep than that.
Okay.
Because yeah, because you can be asked any X question. Way back I was reading Reader's Digest, and
Mhm.
this person had related the job interview scene that corporate this person wanted to join the New York investment company, and he was
Mhm.
asked, how do you think M&Ms are stamped on both sides? Now,
Mhm.
M&M is a candy which we all know. It's like Smarties and those the ones
Mhm.
locally available. The name is not coming to me right now. कि उसके दोनों तरफ how do they stamp M?
Okay.
So this question was actually not related to his field of work. He just wanted to see his confidence and his presence of mind.
Okay.
And basically, this is what they are looking for. They are looking for a person who can solve problems, intelligent enough and confident enough not to, get shattered by anything.
Hmm.
In
Yeah.
Pakistan, there are so many do's and don'ts, and culturally, something that may be considered a no-no in some cultures. For example, if a man tries to shake my hand in Pakistan or in the Muslim world, the females shy away. They would be like, they wouldn't be happy about it. Although similarly, if we are in Europe or any other continent, shaking hands is a norm of greeting.
It's a
So
gesture.
this
It's a
is how
gesture.
it goes.
Shaking hands is a gesture of welcoming the person.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that every culture has its do's and don'ts.
Yeah, you're
when
right.
you are when you are in Japan and you are giving an interview, you would be told to, like, bow your head the way they do it, ceremoniously. And if you do the same in Pakistan, they think you've gone nuts. So you should know who is taking your interview.
I agree.
For example, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Asma Jahangir
Mm-hmm.
for an interview for a job, or I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to Donald Trump for an interview for a job, it will be a totally different ball game,
Mm-hmm.
because priorities for each and every organization and individual, it differs. So what
Yeah.
my priorities are, and if I'm hiring, then I do want my um, the person who's coming to me for the interview to at least know what does this company stand for, and
And
what
what?
are the most urgent and important qualities that you have to have.
So, Miss Rubina, what is your future plans, and how? Where do we see Rubina Mubashir in future doing something different, or she will be stick to salon business and the training business, which is your passion, as I understood by talking to you now, or do you have any other business ventures in mind to explore and invest and come up with different solutions and ideas for Pakistan's economy or the investments which you have in mind?
It may sound a little old fashioned, but it comes from my heart. Frankly, I have been thinking about it since I was a little girl.
Nice.
There used to be these finishing schools where, uh, the richest of the rich, the princesses of the world, would go for a training. And
Mm-hmm.
it did include language, it did include, the manners and, etiquettes, and the have to's of life when you are amongst that crowd. So
Mm-hmm.
I found out that a Pakistani lady was married to the Prince of Jordan, like the king's brother. Her name was, I think, Sarwat. So I was a very little girl. And I asked my mother, how did she get to marry a prince? And she would say that, oh, you know what? Her father was an ambassador. So she went to this finishing school in Switzerland. So I always had this idea in my mind that I would one day incorporate grooming with etiquettes, with general knowledge, with the basic have tos of life,
Mm-hmm.
and have a proper course as a finishing school. Because I feel mothers these days, they don't have the time. Uh, Social media is a very big time consumer for all of us, but
Agreed.
to reach across and give this basic knowledge to your daughter, because she will be raising the future generation. So it's not like fuzul kharchi. It's no more about being a princess nowadays. It's a global village. You are your own marketer. So
Yeah.
if you want to market yourself, you really need to be a full, like, package. You need to have all the ingredients in you. So my idea is that eventually there should be a finishing school for girls and for boys, because when I do these seminars, the day, entire day seminars, and I'm asked so many questions, so many relevant questions, that should we put on more perfume, or should we put on aftershave, and all these young men and women, they want to know what is the cutoff rate, कि हम कहाँ तक क्या,
Yeah,
should we
the correct
dress
way
up
of living
very
and
creatively. So
yeah,
if you are going to a fashion designer who's very passionate about colors and vagera vagera, yeah, show your other side to him. But if you are going to an organization, it's a multinational, then obviously you have to follow the code. That those things, they culminate into so many questions that you can easily train an individual for the rest of his life or her life. Because life is not about just one interview of a lifetime. Every time there will be situations in your lifetime where you will be judged. आपने किसी की गाड़ी ठोक दी, आप उतर के बात करें, you are being judged. किसी ने आपकी गाड़ी ठोक दी, आप किस तरह हैंडल कर रहे हैं, how you handle a certain situation can be thrown at you. It's not that, okay, we are looking for these problems, but we are faced when we take our kids to school, the parents are interviewed. So these appearances are a part of life. And uh, what a blessing it would be if we are actually, prepared for those things.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. After hearing such a wonderful journey of yours and all the details from you, I feel like I have become a fan of yours. And because you are serving the humanity and helping so many young boys and girls upcoming in Pakistan to know exactly where their flaws are, where they feel they're going on the wrong track, so you can correct them with the proper training and the management skills which you can put in them for their future. So it's really amazing to talk to a personality and a human being like you, Miss Rubina, where I got really inspired by talking to you today, and I feel that if you need any support, any help from me, I would be feeling really honored to be on your side to help since I have seen the world internationally. I have traveled a lot. I have lived in Middle East. I have traveled many countries. So I feel that it would be an honor of mine to be a guidance force at your end to help and lift the spirits and the confidence of my Pakistani brothers and sisters. So please feel free if you feel that I can be part of your team. It will be an honor of mine.
I will be very obliged, Masroor. I know you have done so much in such a short life of yours. You have traveled, you have experienced so many continents. So definitely, I can feel that you actually know what I'm talking about. Many people do not cannot grasp these ideas very easily, but you have, and definitely your support will mean a lot to me, and I'm very obliged. Thank you so much for inviting me here. And I got to share my passion, my dreams, and your support. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome anytime. And so, all the audience and the followers watching this session for today, please don't forget to catch us on 28th of October at Pakistan Institute of Management for the event where Miss Rubina will be the guest. And we will have many, many more questions to ask her at the event to make that event a really enjoyable event on 28th of October. So please go and register yourselves and enroll yourself. So Miss Rubina, before you go, I wouldn't let you go so that people who know you in Pakistan and around the world, a small message from your side for my YouTube channel so that I can get a support from wonderful people in lifting my channel to a different, uh, better heights, actually, what I would say it in a better way. Why don't you give a small shout out for Mac Vlogs if you like it or you don't like it? It's up to you.
No, I think they should definitely watch your YouTube channel, Mac Vlogs. Mac is a very familiar word in the makeup industry, but obviously yours is more about marketing. So definitely, Mac Vlogs with a host like you, it becomes very musty and fun. It's not like a boring lecture. I am sure that from now on, I'll be your follower, and I will see what interesting people you are bringing forth and their vision. That's very commendable for being so young and being in this industry where you are serving humanity at a time like this, not looking at your faida nuksan and all, just getting the message across and being the bridge for people like me who want to connect with the everyday person, and we really cannot. So thank you so much, thank you very very much. You are doing an honor for your country and for your fellow beings. Mashallah.
Just keep me in your duas and keep because that is the best place to be, either in someone's heart or in someone's duas, which our elders always say. Otherwise, we all are human beings. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, so we just have to keep on trying and making a small effort and taking those baby steps to help everyone be connected in this global village. Thank you so much, Miss Rubina. keep working hard the way you are and keep your dreams alive, because everyone will be looking up to you as an inspiration where they can bring changes in their lives. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being my guest. It's a really a great, humble and a very honor for me to have you as my guest today. Thank you once again. So everyone, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like Mac Vlogs, and press the bell icon on Mac Vlogs and press the subscribe button. Thank you so much once again. So I'll catch you tomorrow with my another guest, which you will come to know who he is going to be. So take care. Good evening. Assalamu alaikum.